You know, every week we feature a different aspect of airsoft guns and shooting that's pretty much geared towards folks that use airsoft for the sake of airsoft. In other words, you're either playing on a competitive league where you're actually playing tactical airsoft, or you're just goofing around in the backyard and doing a little target shooting. But this week I'd like to gear our segment towards those people out there that are actual firearms owners that might be interested in using airsoft as an alternative to using firearms for either for training or for just doing general target practice. If you're a gun owner, I'm sure you're more than aware of the fact that the price of ammunition has been going through the roof lately. That is, if you can even find the ammunition in the first place. Most of the normal stores like Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, even Bass Pro Shop are sold out of the more popular cartridges like 9mm and 45 ACP. So there's very few places where you can even go to buy the ammunition except for gun shows. This is a box of 50 rounds that I bought at a local gun show a few weeks ago. It cost me $49 for 50 rounds of just plain target loads. These aren't even special defensive loads, for crying out loud. These are just full metal jacket, standard 9mm rounds. So you can imagine what an afternoon at the target range would cost you if you're going to blow 200 or 300 shots. It's going to get kind of pricey. So a lot of folks are looking for an alternative to using firearms when it comes to just plain plinking or doing a little bit of target practice, and airsoft gives you just that. The first question most people have is, how do airsoft guns compare with actual firearms when it comes to the size and the weight and the overall feel of the gun? Well, this is a KWC M1911A1 gas blowback in full metal, and this is an Auto Ordnance M1911 in 45 ACP. You can see the two guns are exactly the same dimensions and size. In fact, they're the same weight as each other, and you'll notice that the only real way to tell these two guns apart is that the airsoft gun has an orange nozzle on it and the real gun does not, which is one of the reasons why I tell people to leave the orange tips on it, so you can tell that this is an airsoft gun and this is a real gun. The other thing you'll notice about these guns is that all the controls are the same. The magazine's released in the same way. The slides function in the same way. All of your controls are in the same place, like your slide release, your thumb safety, your grip safety. So when it comes to just getting standard training with where all the controls are on the gun, doing magazine changes, cocking the gun, and actually firing it, you can get pretty much real-world experience on an airsoft gun without having to pay $1 a round for regular ammunition. Another question I get from a lot of people is, well, I got a fairly custom gun at home that I use for either home defense or for target shooting. Can I get that same exact design in an airsoft gun? Well, the truth is the majority of firearms manufacturers that are out there are licensing their designs to the airsoft manufacturers. So if you own an H&K or a Colt or a Beretta, the odds are you'll be able to get an exact duplicate of the gun made in an airsoft gun. In this case, we've got a Taurus PT-24-7 in 9mm, and we've got the same exact gun in an airsoft gun. And you'll notice both guns are the same exact design and shape and weight. They even have the same special features like the flashlight and the laser, so you can use this gun to practice for shooting the other gun without having to break the bank. One question I get from a lot of military and from law enforcement guys is, can I kit my airsoft gun exactly the way my service weapon is? Well, one of the nice things about airsoft is they accept the same exact accessories as your actual gun. So in this case, we've got a Bushmaster M4, and on the other side, we've got an airsoft M4. You probably can't even tell the difference between which is which, but you can see that they have exactly the same accessories in exactly the same places as the actual gun. So you can get real-world experience and training on an airsoft gun and have it set up exactly like your actual firearm. Another question I get is, how realistic is shooting airsoft guns compared to actual firearms? Well, obviously they're realistic up to a point. They don't have the same kind of recoil and loud report and overall power of the actual firearms. But when it comes to the operation and some of the sounds and recoil, they're close enough. But the best part is you can go full auto with an airsoft gun and not have to worry about having a Class 3 license. So dollar for dollar, how do airsoft guns stack up against actual firearms? Well, like we were saying earlier, $50 will buy you 50 rounds of 9mm ammunition, or for that same $50, you can buy 7,000 rounds of high-grade airsoft ammunition, as well as 40 12-gram CO2 cartridges in which to power the gun. What if you're using green gas guns rather than CO2? Well, that same $50 will buy you 2 8-ounce cans of green gas, as well as 5,000 rounds of high-quality biodegradable ammunition for the same amount of money that you can buy only 59mm Luger cartridges. Now, I'm not saying that airsoft guns can completely take the place of firearms when it comes to marksmanship and training, and there are going to be those times when you're going to want a real gun in your hands to experience the recoil and the report of an actual firearm. But when you consider the things that airsoft guns can do, like you can buy one of these gel targets and set it up in your basement and actually shoot it in your house, you obviously can't do that with an actual firearm. So there are some things that airsoft guns can do that you obviously can't do with firearms. So it is a viable alternative for people that don't want to go out and spend $1 a shot on ammunition. If you want to find out more of your options for airsoft, feel free to stop in here at the showroom. We'll be glad to sit down with you and show you exactly what your options are and get you what you want on the first try. So until then, we'll see you the next time.